Okay, so I told you guys that I would make a separate video where we addressed how to find the T-star values in the chart. So I am looking at the third edition here. I'm assuming the same chart is in the fourth edition, but I'm going to stick with the third for right now. So this is the example we were talking about in the slideshow. If degrees of freedom were 28 and we wanted a 95% confidence interval, what is the value of T star? Okay, so it did tell us that we would find these on page 430. Okay, so I'm going to go up here and I'm going to type in 430. I'm going to hit enter. So here I am. I'm looking at this probability table. I'm going to hide my bar for a second. Now I know based on the prompt, it tells me that I had 28 degrees of freedom and I want a 95% confidence interval. So that means I have 5% in a two-tail test here. The other 5%, 28 degrees of freedom. So I'm going to kind of scroll this thing down a little bit. Okay, so two-tail, that's my two-tail row, and there's 5%. Okay, make sure you're reading the two-tail row. 5% degree. So I'm in this column. Okay, and I have 28 degrees of freedom. So I'm going to go in this row over till I get to that column. So that's where my T-star value comes from, that 2.05. So if I go back here, I have 11 degrees of freedom for this one, and I want a 95% confidence interval. So in two tails, I have the other 10% and 11 degrees of freedom. So two tails, there's my 10%. So I'm in the second column, 11 degrees of freedom. My T-star is 1.80. Okay, so I'm reading this by area in two tails, okay, and then the row by degrees of freedom.